Hi, Kat.
Hi, John.
How are you?
I'm good, John. How are you?
I'm so very good right now.
That's awesome.
I know.
Why are you so good? How dare you?
I have a new obsession. I have yeah. It's social media has been dying for me for a long time, Kat.
Yep,
and
yep,
I've got a new social media girlfriend. Her name is Blue Sky, and that's what's up.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Anyway, I don't need to get into that right now.
All right. I'm sure we'll talk about it later.
Sure, but what? Yeah, we'll talk about it later on. What, Kat?
The My Mistake podcast
Oh, cool. That's the
with
best.
Chelsea.
Chelsea and John Dupree.
I love
How long
the
are we going to
Duprees.
keep that conceit going?
I don't know. It made Patty laugh, so.
And that's enough. That's enough for me.
You've revealed my presence.
Spoiler.
It has happened. It has happened.
Couldn't resist.
Nope.
I hate keeping Patty waiting now. Now I feel bad.
No.
Master, who is it? Who's complaining about our intros?
Everybody,
Well, now they're in my head now.
every guest we've ever had, I think at some point has been, especially if we've had them on more than once, they've been like, geez,
Like, really?
when is this gonna, yeah.
I'm just joking. I love your intros.
Oh, that's very kind, Patty.
Yes. Mistakers, we bring to you Patty Lin.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back, Patty.
Thank you.
Now, you insisted on coming on tonight. So
Right?
Yes. When you texted me 2 hours ago,
So thirsty.
I insisted.
So thirsty.
no. We called in another favor with Patty because John and I were tired of talking to just each other.
I want everybody to know that Patty is skipping regenerative yoga in order to be with us tonight. So-
restorative yoga.
Oh, I like regenerative. Regenerative.
Regenerative. Jesus.
You know,
Degenerate yoga.
it's degenerate yoga is what Patty is skipping to be here right now.
Well, what a sacrifice. Thank you so
Right?
much, Patty. Thank you
Thank
for pushing off your restoration until later.
I feel like laughter is a better medicine.
Namaste. Abundanza, right? Yes, all these good things.
I hope
Yes.
laughter is the best medicine because it's the only thing I do for my health. I do nothing else.
Kat, are we going to have to do an intervention? What's going on?
Maybe.
Not okay.
I don't know,
Okay.
guys. I
All
got to
right.
start moving.
What was the last fast food you ate?
Oh,
When?
This is fun. Okay, hold on. This is good that I have to
Dead
think
air.
about it. No, this is good that I'm thinking about it because
Yeah.
it hasn't been recent.
Oh.
I think the last fast food, because honestly, after our KFC sandwich, I was like, you know what? I got to take it easy on this stuff.
Really? That's so funny because
Yeah.
after we did the taste test, it made me want to get more KFC
Oh, God.
to make up for how bad that one was.
right. Yeah.
Right, right. That set off a spate of KFC visits for you.
A couple of them, yeah.
All right.
That's amazing.
Yeah. One was I went to get the new KFC nuggets, right? Because
Okay.
that's
yeah.
a new thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you'd think that that's so basic. Like, why haven't they had that? But I guess they just felt like that market was already sort of covered by McDonald's and Jack in the Box
Interesting.
and whatever. And so they never had it before. And, they recently put that out and I had it and it's not very good.
Got it.
There's a lot of build up to that.
I was disappointed.
That's too bad.
But yeah, so then there was I think another time there might have been another time where I got just like regular chicken and that was also disappointing.
Oh, wow.
Ah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it the KFC that you're going to, perhaps?
Well, I went to the one on Wilshire that used to be good.
Oh.
And it was not anymore. So, I mean, the last time it was really great was probably like 5 years ago.
Got it.
But yeah, that was super disappointing. But the other day, Mike and I went to Gus's fried chicken.
Okay. Don't know it.
I don't know that
Oh,
one.
you guys. Oh my
Is it
God.
better than Dinah's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
If you love fried chicken, you've got to try Gus's. The first one that I went to was in Long Beach.
Okay.
And it was fantastic. But there's one in LA, like on Crenshaw and Pico.
Okay.
And So if you're ever like in that neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
you should definitely stop and get some.
Never there.
Really?
The only reason I go to that part of town these days, Patty, is to come and see you.
I don't live over there.
Well, it's closer to. I mean, I don't even know where it is. That's how far away it is. We don't leave the valley. That's how sad we are.
Oh, there's a Gus's in Burbank.
Well, there you go.
I haven't been there,
Excuse me?
I haven't been there, but I heard.
Why would I go to Pico,
Lead
Patty?
buried.
If it's in I just yelled at Patty.
I just remembered that there's one in
Gus
Burbank.
In Burbank. I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Gus's world famous fried chicken.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And everything
Fabulous.
there is amazing. The fried chicken breading is perfect.
Amazing.
It's not too thick. It's not too thin. It's got like a little bit of spice to it.
Okay.
Nice.
The chicken itself is super moist and juicy. All the sides are excellent. Oh, you gotta get the
intrigued.
fried pickles.
Ooh.
Oh,
They're
okay.
Yeah.
so good. So
So you-
good.
I'm assuming you've been to Roscoe's and Gus's is
I have.
beating Roscoe's. Okay.
Absolutely.
Whoa.
All right.
100%.
Okay.
Is it a takeaway or is it sit down?
It's sit down, but you can get it to go.
Okay.
I would recommend eating it there. 'Cause,
Sure.
It's not gonna.
Fresh.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotcha.
We don't eat anything there unless they have a big outside patio now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think they do.
No, probably not. But that's okay. We'll figure it out. At some point, I will eat Gus's fried chicken, whether
Okay.
Gus likes it or not.
Sure, Gus wouldn't mind at all, John.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once he got to know you.
Well, should we talk about mistakes?
I mean, can we just talk about fried chicken?
No, because that's not a mistake. It does not
Oh.
fit with the theme. Fried
enough.
chicken is never a mistake.
All right, fair. Mm-hmm. All right, well, listen, let's. We're playing a little mistake tapas tonight.
Love it.
Patty is going to read off some topics, and we're just gonna like put her on the spot and be like, that one. And then we're gonna let her go and see how it happens.
This is a testament to what a pro Patty Lin is.
Oh, by the way, I'm so sorry. We are 20 minutes into talking, 10 minutes into actual usable material. Patty Lin's book and credits is on pre-sale, available for
Yep.
pre-sale. I've already arranged
is
for my
indeed.
hardcover to arrive
Nice.
in September.
Oh, thank you so much for pre-ordering.
Are you kidding?
That it
Of course.
really makes a difference. This is what I've learned now, being an author and being in the publishing world.
Sure.
Pre-orders make a huge difference because it basically, it tells the publisher how much interest there is in this book, so that they can make sure that they have enough copies printed in time for the release, and et cetera, et cetera. So, but building the buzz is also super important because then you get more press and et cetera. So, thank you for pre-ordering.
Is
course.
there a
Yeah.
particular venue that we recommend pre-ordering from, or just any?
Well, if you order on barnesandnoble.com right now, they are having a sale, 25% off of
shit.
pre-orders. Yeah. So,
Great. That's huge.
Okay.
I mean, unfortunately, by the time your listeners get this, that sale's going to be over.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Okay. But, I went onto Amazon. I didn't know about this deal, but you can choose from the hardcover, the softcover, and the Kindle version. So there's all kinds of different options there. And Patty, are you going to be doing a audio version?
We are indeed, and I am going to be recording it.
Yes. I'm
Look out.
so excited about this. Oh my God, Patty, I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
I'm
I cannot
super excited.
wait. Oh,
At first I was like shocked to hear that I was going to be doing it myself. And I just assumed that they would want an actual voice actor to do it,
No way.
so in my mind, I'm like, coming up with the short list of the people that I want to read I'm like, oh, how about Ali Wong?
Yeah.
Like, and then they said, no, we want all of our memoir authors to read their own books. And because it just makes sense that it's in your voice. And when I got over the shock of it, I was like, that's awesome. Like,
love
I
that.
can't wait to do that. It's going to be so fun.
I'm so excited about this. Well, we will we'll plug it again at the end of the show, but please everybody go and pre-order Patty's book. It's give us the whole name. I know it's End Credits
How I Broke Up with Hollywood.
There you go.
Yeah.
I have
check-
just pre-ordered my copy.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you get it? Did you get it on Barnes and Noble with a discount?
I did.
Excellent.
Nice job.
Because when I Googled, end credits, Patty Lin, Barnes and Noble was the first thing to come
cool.
up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
There you
And
go.
then, there's that. Now, I never mind, because that you said that deal will already be gone. But
Yes.
I had to type in the code, even though it was on the same page, high up, like in the top. I
Okay.
typed in the code, and boom, that 25% came right off.
Excellent.
Nice. There you go.
I'm glad you're getting a deal. Unfortunately for your listeners, by the time they get this, they can't get the deal. But please still go on anywhere you usually buy books: Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Bookshop.org. You can get the book anywhere, and and then you should have it by September 5th, and sometimes even earlier.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Think of it's like this is such a cool thing. You order something today, in a couple months you're gonna forget that you pre-order it, and then all of a sudden this fun surprise shows up at your door. It's like a mini Christmas.
Exactly.
Patty Lin at your door. How can you beat that?
You can't.
So go
You
and do
can't.
that.
That's
Go
the
and do
answer
it.
to that question.
Awesome. Okay, great. 'Cause, this is like isn't this the day of the pre-order launch? Was it yesterday?
Well, no, I mean, it was available for pre-order
Got it.
before.
Okay.
It's probably been available for like a couple of weeks or
Oh,
like
well,
a
shit.
week or so. A week or so. But
didn't know
today
that.
was like the first day of that Barnes and Noble sale.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. All right.
Today being the 26th.
Got it.
Right.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Okay. Well, there you go. We'll plug it again at the end of our. End of
Okay.
this,
For sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you for being so awesome. All right. Let's have. Can we see the tapas menu, please?
Okay. You want me to start from the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so, right, John? Then we'll take.
Right.
How about John? You and I will take some notes,
Okay.
and we'll see if we agree on some options here.
All right. So we've got drank stream water in Taiwan and puked in restaurant.
Love that.
Ate too much at dinner and puked in parents' bathroom.
I feel like we did that one. We might have. No?
I think it's a different one.
A different one?
Yeah, it's
Different.
a different one.
Fair. Fair.
Took detour home from Vegas and got lost. That one, I don't know how interesting that one is.
Okay.
Hit a squirrel and Mike took a picture.
Oh no, I don't like that one.
I know.
Mike.
Mike locking Sammy in the closet. He was
Oh.
our little dog.
Yeah.
We're getting into a lot of Mike and animal abuse.
Mike mistakes.
We don't want to portray Mike this way because Mike's a good guy and also loves animals.
I feel
He
like
does.
we did this last time and we called it the Mike Mistake Podcast.
Mice infestation in our trailer.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Drove all the way to Julian. The Julian is where our trailer used to be. We used to live.
Okay.
Drove all the way to Julian without my keys to the trailer.
Oh, motherfucker.
Oh no.
The 3-hour drive, you guys.
Oh wow.
Okay. Shall I go on?
Yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
feel like that one we might have not buried the lead enough on that one.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I'm making my notes.
Okay. This is under the drugs and drinking category.
Ooh, love that.
The first time I got drunk, and then in parentheses, wine coolers at Lehigh.
Okay. Okay.
Took codeine at Muffin Madness and puked in the bathroom.
I don't know what Muffin Madness is, so I'm leaning toward this one.
I'm writing
I
down
just-
Muffin Madness.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say his name. Got high with a friend. Ate a huge meal at the Olive Cafe and puked around the corner.
My goodness.
So
There are
many of
so
these
many
ending
puke
with
stories.
puking.
I thought I puked a lot. I did
Yeah.
not compared to Patty Lin.
All right, well, here's another one for you. Smoked too much weed and puked in the bushes outside of La Fondue. Got a ticket for public drinking, and then
you puked.
in parentheses, Coronita in Hoboken.
Okay.
I didn't puke that time.
Man, Patty, you have lived a life. I'll tell you what. You have lived a life.
OD'd on pot at Lotteria.
That's the one on Hollywood Boulevard?
It used to be, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gone now, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we used to go there because it was walking distance.
OD.
And Mark Ruffalo, I almost got in a fight with Mark Ruffalo there one night.
Oh no.
So that might be a good
What?
tie-in.
Okay, let's put a star next to that one.
Okay. Yeah, I want to
The
hear
Hulk.
about that.
Okay.
I want
There
to hear
you
about that because I love him. Like, I had a huge crush on him.
I think he's great. Once I tell you why, then you'll understand.
All right.
But
We'll go back to that.
okay.
This one we already did.
Okay.
Okay. I talked about that one. I didn't tell you about that one, but sorry. Some of these I don't necessarily want to talk about right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not that funny.
I love this live commentary.
See, the problem is you're about to become a big a big author and a big
Yeah.
star, and so you got to watch out for your reputation.
I do. Yeah, so I already did the Say No to Drugs convention.
Yep.
That was a good
yep.
one.
Yep.
And I talked about I actually told you everything about Tristan, like the whole the whole relationship. So yeah, we covered all that.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about that one. Oh yeah, the guy that there was a guy in high school that I had this long crush on, and then we had this flirtation for a long time, and weren't able to consummate it until we graduated and went to college. But
I feel that sounds very familiar.
It sounds like Tristan.
did I talk about that one?
I think
The
you
guy
did.
who went
Yeah,
to-
and
who
then
went
it
to
turned
Princeton?
out much later on. It turned out that he did not prefer women.
What?
was that-
Oh no, that was Tristan.
Okay, that was
Okay.
Tristan. Okay,
This is a different guy.
gotcha.
But maybe too similar. So, oh boy, yeah. See, I'm not even sure this is comedy. There was like a time when I was breaking up with a guy and got so angry.
Oh.
This breakup was so horrible, and I was so angry that I punched a window.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Oh,
and had to go to the
that sounds like-
hospital.
Damn.
It's not really comedy though. It's pretty sad.
depends on your definition of comedy. I mean, has there been enough time to offset that tragedy to make it into comedy? Maybe not.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's hard to say.
Okay.
All right. Well, listen. I think let's call it there.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I have my notes.
Okay. Kat, why don't you do yours?
Okay. I wrote down puke/stream,
Okay.
puke/dinner, Muffin Madness, which I think is also a puke story,
Yeah.
and then OD'd on pot.
Okay.
But then that ties into your Ruffalo story, John. So I think that's definitely on the menu for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not mine is not a big story, but I like the fact that we're tying it in thematically with the whole puking theme, right?
Right. Yeah.
But then we can finish off with the thing that I've always been told is impossible. You can't OD on pot. So I'm
Right.
gonna
Right.
be very interested in this whole story. Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
John, do you agree with Kat's list, or did you want to?
No, I'm on board.
Okay.
Because there was the Muffin Madness was one that I definitely wanted.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The OD on pot at Lotteria, and I agree with all of the puke theme.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll start with the Taiwan story. This happened when I was 10,
Oh.
and yeah,
Okay.
and my family went to Taiwan one summer, and this is where my parents are from. And we were sightseeing. We were doing all sorts of sightseeing and just traveling around Taiwan, visiting relatives and stuff. And I had this one uncle who said to us, "Oh, there's this stream nearby, and it's got this really, really clean water. It's so clean you can just drink it right from the stream."
Amazing.
He was very adamant that this was drinkable water.
Methinks thou doth protest too much.
So my brother and it's like on a beach, and there's like water that's like running along this beach, and it did not look that clean to me.
Oh.
But I was 10 years old, so
Sure.
So anyway, we're walking on this beach. My uncle says this, drink some of this clean water. So my brother and I, get down and we start like, cupping this water and drinking it, from our hands.
Yeah.
And sure enough, like, 3-4 hours later, my brother gets like violently ill.
Oh gosh.
He's like shitting himself.
Oh no.
Like he's just like, it's just nonstop diarrhea,
How old is your brother?
He's 5 years older than me, so at the time he was about 15.
Oh
yeah.
no.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was super sick. Like I think he got so sick that he couldn't leave the room, and it was like we were going out to dinner with a bunch of our relatives and friends and stuff, and friends of my parents. And I believe that my brother didn't even come with us because that's how sick he was. He just stayed in the room so he could be close to the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of, my dad and my mom and I went to this restaurant to go meet all these people for dinner.
Sure.
So we're standing there and it's like we're waiting for a table because we've got like, 20 people and, we're just like waiting for them to seat us.
Yes.
And we're in this like foyer area of the restaurant, all just standing there in like kind of a circle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm standing next to my parents, and I just started to feel terrible, like just so sick. But I had never had this kind of food poisoning before.
Mm-hmm.
You're 10. I mean,
right? Yeah, it was like the first time. So when you don't know what that feels like, you're like, oh, I just feel sick, but you don't realize like this means I'm gonna puke.
right.
So I'm just standing there just like feeling awful. But my parents are so busy talking to our relatives and stuff that I, don't want to like say, hey mom, I don't feel good. So I'm just standing there hoping it'll pass.
Oh.
I just puked
Oh.
all over the floor. Right. And in the middle of a circle of people,
Oh no.
just projectile vomiting, and it like splashed off the tiles.
Oh God.
And it was like it got all over my fucking sneakers. Oh, it was so embarrassing.
Oh no, Patty. Oh.
Yeah. So I don't remember. I think we basically just went back to the room after that.
Oh,
Yeah.
You ruined dinner, Patty.
I did. I'm sure that nobody was in the mood to eat after that.
I mean, I don't know. I'm the kind of person who can watch somebody projectile vomit and still be hungry. It's not a problem.
They had to go hose off their shoes, Patty.
So now, did it stay as throwing up, or did it become both? Because this is always the question I have to ask when it's about food poisoning.
I
yeah,
believe that after a while it became both.
Okay, but not at the same time.
No, not
okay.
then. At that point it was just puking.
I think I'm on record on this podcast as one of the worst things you can be doing is sitting on the toilet while holding a garbage can in front of you.
Have you ever had norovirus?
Probably.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Oof.
Yep.
It's terrible.
Sounds fun.
Oof.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, and please, again, I don't want to be on the wrong side of anything, but it's the early 80s. Taiwan is a cosmopolitan, very, forward city. But I know that in Asia, toilet situations can vary greatly from place to place. Was this a classic Western situation you had going there, or?
I believe it was a Western style toilet
Okay.
at that restaurant, but but honestly, I don't even know if I made it to the restroom.
Yeah.
You know, like
You weren't even worried about that.
I think I just remember puking in the middle of the foyer.
Sure.
You know,
Understandably.
and after that, like I think my parents just whisked me away as quickly as possible.
Right.
Scooped you up.
I didn't really spend any time in the restroom, but there were definitely toilets that I encountered on our trip that were the in-ground type.
Sure. Squatters and like that kind of thing. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Not easy to get used to if you're not used to it.
Fair enough.
Right. Right. I have heard stories. We should have people on to talk about that. People who fall backward into
Oh, no.
Oh yeah.
Terrible.
It's you know, if you're not used to that kind of thing, it's a thing. I read too much Reddit, I think, is the problem.
That might be
All
the
right.
problem.
So that's the puking from the stream water.
Well done.
Okay.
Was
Did I
your
move on
uncle-
to the next?
Well, I have a question. Was your uncle one
Okay.
of the people in that circle of people that you puked in the middle of?
I believe he was.
Did he apologize or?
I don't remember any apology. He still owes me an apology.
I guess
Amazing.
so.
Can we call him right now?
This water is so clean. How clean is
Cleanest
it?
water. Did he drink any of it? He just told
No.
you. Of course.
It was me and my brother, and
What an
then
asshole.
and then my brother and I were laid up for a good while after that.
Oh man,
Yeah,
not cool.
but luckily we were young, and when
Yeah.
you're young, you bounce back quickly from these things.
You do.
But that was I believe that was the first time I ever threw up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
right, because that's why I didn't know what was about to happen.
Got
Right.
it. You didn't know
I'm
the
sitting here-
signs.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here trying to think about when the first time I threw up was. I think I was younger than 10, though.
I was definitely younger than 10.
Most
Yeah.
people are, you know, and I'm sure as a baby I threw up, but
Well, sure.
you know, but this is when I'm talking, you know, like the kind of throwing up that happens when you get sick,
Yeah.
you know.
I have gone to periods of time in my life long enough without throwing up that I've forgotten what it feels like.
Ugh, it's a terrible feeling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's everything is wrong. Nothing's working. Nothing's working the way it's supposed to be, even though it is. But yeah,
Yet it is. Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
I've gone as long as 17 years without vomiting, and then
Really?
yeah.
Good for you.
What is
Yeah.
that like?
Well, the worst part was that what broke my streak was I drank too many kinds of liquor in an evening
That'll
because
do it.
Come on, John.
well,
Rookie mistake.
a bunch of people brought over some really amazing like top shelf stuff.
Right.
So I ended up having like vodka, tequila, and bourbon.
Sure.
And in volume, it didn't work out okay. It did not. Nope. But I was not an innocent 10-year-old who drank water that her uncle told her was okay. So I'm complicit in my own fate there.
He insisted that it was okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
He wouldn't shut up
He was
about
bragging
how
about how
That's true.
great the water was.
That's true. He did brag. So shall we move on to what was the next one? Oh, in my parents' bathroom.
Uh-huh.
Let's do it.
So this happened. I can't remember if I told you about this one before.
Okay.
I might have, but it's not that long of a story. So it was just one night, you know, nothing special. We were, you know, again, I was probably about 10 or 11 or something. And we were having dinner at our house, and I just ate. I overate. You know, it wasn't
I
complete.
don't understand this concept. This is not a thing I understand.
It wasn't completely unusual for me, but you know, I think my mom probably made like one of my favorite things that night or
Yeah.
something, you know, and I just stuffed my face with it. And
It tasted so good you couldn't stop.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
And then on top of that, I ate a cupcake for dessert.
Okay.
Okay, and I washed it down with a big glass of milk,
Oh
and
boy.
it was just a little too much.
I was thinking it was going to be like mellow yellow or something, but
Coke
no,
or
yeah,
something.
because that would be worse. But yeah,
I don't know if it's that much worse.
No, I think milk is pretty.
Milk's worse.
Yeah.
when
it
was the
is.
last time you drank
Yeah.
mellow yellow?
I don't even remember.
Do they still make it?
I don't. I watched a video and somebody mentioned it the other day, and I was like, oh my god, I totally forgot about mellow yellow.
I was just reminded of Slice. Do you guys remember Slice?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Slice?
It was kind of like Sprite, right?
It was absolutely.
There was Orange Slice.
Yeah,
there
Sprite
was,
ripoff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so interesting. Anyway, so milk.
So milk. So I had this cupcake and a big glass of milk to top it off, and again started to not feel so well.
Oh boy. Did you recognize the signs? Because
No.
you've already puked up from the stream.
No, I still no. Sometimes it takes me a long time to learn.
Got it.
So I was in I just happened to be in my parents' bathroom, but it wasn't because I knew I was going to get sick. I think I must have been looking for something in there, or I don't know. But I was in their bathroom and then just started to feel really awful, and I just sort of like leaned over the toilet and just like vomited out my entire dinner.
Oh no.
But it was the weirdest thing because because I didn't make myself throw up, and it just sort of came out so easily.
Yeah.
That it was just bizarre. Like I honestly can't remember any other time in my life where I vomited so easily.
You didn't get that pre-dry heave. It was just like immediately
No, it was just like,
you were funded. It was happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I felt better.
At which point do you think people have already started to stop listening? Oh no.
I mean, seriously, people, this is the My Mistake podcast. How often do you expect puking to come up?
We talk about it all the time.
It happens.
I mean, you really do.
This is your fault because you chose these stories.
Oh, I love Patty. I actually absolutely love throwing up stories. It is like kind of my thing, and so I love hearing about other people.
Kat's really good at stealth throwing up. She's like an emetic ninja.
Yeah, because I've had like 10,000 hours of practice, so I'm an expert. Yeah,
So, right.
Freakonomics, everybody.
Malcolm Gladwell just says.
So did you go out and tell your parents, like, look, dinner's in the toilet now? Like, was that a thing?
No. I think I was probably too embarrassed.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember telling them that.
Wow. So you also a stealth puker. Okay.
Nice. I remember when I was very young, and I started drinking too young. But I remember probably like 14, I got super hammered, which probably meant four beers, and really threw up big time. Immediately afterward, felt perfect.
Yes.
Was ready to party.
Yes.
I rallied
Boot and
so
rally.
hard. Yeah.
Boot and rally. I mean, I was the queen of boot and rally.
Nice. I mean, you have a lot of stories, so yeah, I believe that. Absolutely.
None of us are healthy people.
I probably, after I threw up that night in my parents' bathroom, I probably went back downstairs to the kitchen and ate another cupcake.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You've made a lot of room.
Exactly.
In case this is your first episode of My Mistake, we are not a health lifestyle podcast.
I mean, come on, Kat.
love
What
it
is our
so
logo?
much.
What is our logo?
It's French fries.
French fries. We might as well just put a skull and crossbones right on the podcast. Yep.
You might as well. Can I tell a quick puke story?
Oh my God, I would love it.
Now, this does count as my mistake, even though I'm not the puker. And this also ticks off the box for Jill. My wife and I took Jill's oldest daughter out for a day, and because she's a great kid, and we wanted to shower her with love and affection because she's a great kid, and she helped. You know, she had two twin siblings around, so she didn't get a lot of attention. So her name is Sarah. We're like, Sarah, it really is. We're taking you out. And so we took her to Hollywood Boulevard. She wanted to go on a tour of the stars' homes. Whatever she wanted to do, we did. You know, we got pizza for lunch. Went to a candy shop.
Oh my God.
She's like, hey, can we go to Starbucks? And Leah and I are like, sure.
You're the best
We don't know
aunts.
from children.
You're the
And she's
best
like-
aunts.
Yeah.
And she probably was around 10.
Yep.
or so. And then we're like, well, what do you get here? She's like, oh, I get like a Frappuccino thing. We're like,
No,
Like,
no.
okay.
10, no.
so she got a big old Frappuccino, with whipped fucking cream on it. And then later in the day, we're like, let's do ice cream sundaes. So we got her a huge ice
Oh my
cream
God.
sundae.
Best/worst aunts.
She
Dude,
devoured
you
it.
guys. I want you and Leah to take me out for the day.
We
Yeah.
can have a Patty Lin day. Yeah,
I think we should do that.
you would have a good time.
Yeah.
And so we're leaving the ice cream shop and we're walking down Hollywood Boulevard.
Yep.
And she's like, I don't feel good. And I'm like, oh no, I can't imagine why. Oh no, should we go back to the ice cream shop to use the bathroom? She's like, I'm not gonna make it.
Oh,
We're like,
Oh,
Now, I will say this: very self-possessed. She knew she was going to vomit. She
Right.
knew she actually had the timing down.
she did. She exactly. She was aware.
Yep.
And so we're like, well, there's a trash can right here. So she puked in the trash can.
oh no. She
She
puked in a trash can on
On
Hollywood
Hollywood.
Oh
Boulevard.
God. Oh God.
Wow.
So she does her business, and then she's like, okay, I feel better. So we continued on. She fucking
Wow.
rallied. We continued on her day. She had a great fucking time, and it is now one of my favorite stories to tell
God bless her.
about Sarah.
I wanna make a. I wasn't there. I don't know, but I would vouch for this. I would put money on this. She improved the smell
Oh
of
man,
that Hollywood Boulevard trash can by
perhaps,
puking in it.
perhaps.
Yep.
Yeah.
Listen, I
And
lived there for 17 years. I know
Fair
exactly
enough.
what Hollywood Boulevard smells like.
And in hindsight, maybe we should have checked with her mom to see is she allowed to have caffeine in her frappuccino.
Right.
But,
Well,
could-
they make them for kids without the coffee.
I mean, who could be bothered?
Right.
A virgin frap.
We were having
Yeah.
fun. Anyway,
She probably would have puked just from all the sugar.
oh, I'm sure she would
Yeah.
have.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
lot
But
of
let's make
sugar.
sure we boost it just a little bit.
Yeah.
The meth of children
Exactly.
is the caffeine.
Anyway. Great. Moving on.
What's our next small plate?
By the way, Mike has puked in several trash cans,
Okay.
Yeah.
but never on Hollywood Boulevard.
Well,
we'll
he's
see.
got to step it up.
Yeah.
That's aspirational. He's puking in a trash
Yeah.
can
Let's make this a thing.
on Hollywood Boulevard.
All right. So what was the next one?
Muffin Madness.
Oh, Muffin Madness.
M&M, baby.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
So when I was in college, my junior year of college, I got a weekend job as a cook at this place called Muffin Madness. And it was like,
Okay.
they did brunch on the weekends. The only reason I got this job was because I had a friend who knew the person who was running the brunch service.
Okay.
And this friend of mine had come over to my house once and I cooked for him.
Okay.
And he was like, oh my God, you're a great cook. So he told this woman her name was June, who ran the brunch service. He's like, oh, my friend Patty's like a really good cook. Why don't you hire her? So that's how I got this job. And it was like a really fun job because I got to make omelets and pancakes and French toast and and me and the other cook, we just goofed off the whole time. Like we just had so much fun in the
Awesome.
kitchen.
Nice.
Like you can do whatever you want in the kitchen, right? Nobody sees you. So
Yeah.
I mean, I hope not whatever you want.
Well,
Yeah,
I-
let's- We don't have to talk about that. I don't want to know what goes on in the kitchen.
I'm just saying you're not customer facing.
Yes.
Right.
So you can just sort of let it all hang out. So we had a great time, and there was this one time where it was like I was going through this this phase where I was taking codeine because
Jesus Christ.
only because I had just had my wisdom teeth out.
Oh, okay.
And
That's a good reason.
when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, they put me under, and then afterwards they gave me codeine for
Got
the
it.
pain.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Right.
before the opioid crisis,
Yes. Clearly.
and they gave me way more codeine than a child would need. I mean, I was 20 years old, but like, so I used a little bit of the codeine for the wisdom tooth, but then I still had a bottle full of them.
Oh
Sure.
man.
And so then
so
I
many
s-
bad stories start that way.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had some leftover pain medication.
Exactly. So that started this like period of time where like every so often I would, party with on codeine.
Sure.
But the funny thing is that the only time it ever really worked for partying, I can't even say it ever really worked. I mean, there was like one time where I took it, and it wasn't even like a party situation. I was just in my house in college, and I was like lying on the living room couch, and I took this codeine, and I remember like one of my housemates came in from his night out, and we were just sitting in the living room talking, and I remember feeling like my arms had become lead pipes. Like I couldn't move my arms because they were so heavy, and they were just like plastered to the couch. So I
The
can't
thing
really.
about codeine, though, it'll make you feel that way, but it's not negative. It's like,
No, it
I
wasn't.
now have
Yeah.
lead pipe arms.
And I like
Right.
it.
Yeah.
In that, it was somewhat pleasant.
Okay.
So yeah, stuff like that would happen, but then often I would take it and then I'd just get nauseous and I'd puke, and I've learned that that opioids are not my drug
Okay.
because they make me nauseous, and that's kind of a side effect that a lot of people get from opioid. I mean, everyone who takes heroin has the story about how they puked, at
Patty,
least the first time they did it.
Patty, opioids are so my drug. I've never gotten sick. It's
Really?
a very good, yes, it's a very good thing that I don't have access to them. And I purposely, when I am offered them by doctors for reasons, I will usually, unless I really feel like I need them, I'll be like, no, don't give me that.
for you.
Good for
yeah.
you. Smart man.
Yeah. No, I definitely recognize in myself the capacity to become something I don't want to be. Yeah. Yep.
Well, I could see how it would be attractive if it didn't make you nauseous,
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, also there are other side effects like constipation.
Sure.
I don't know if you've
long-term
ever-
use will definitely do that for you.
I mean, for me, it's like short term. I mean,
Yeah?
all I need is like one Vicodin, and I'm constipated for like a week.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
I'm
actually-
very sensitive to it.
Do you know why that is? I can give you the medical reason. It might be kind of gross. I don't know.
Sure.
do
But
it.
like, there's this process called peristalsis. Peristalsis.
I believe
which it's like, and vomiting is called reverse peristalsis, where
Okay.
you like it actually it's your tubes are pushing things through, right?
Got it.
So what happens is when you take opioids in your bowel, that peristalsis gets all messed up. So it just starts moving things up and down instead of in one direction.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a Harry Styles reference. But yeah, so it just kind of like hangs out there instead of exiting through the egress.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure our audience was interested in that. Some of them.
Some people like it.
I mean,
Some people like.
I could riff on that and tell you some stories about opioid induced constipation, but I don't think we want to go down that road.
Are they funny?
we
'Cause
didn't make
that's
it
all
to that
matters.
part of your list.
No,
No.
we didn't.
It's not that funny.
It's not.
but-
It's not.
Why don't we-
Constipation is not that funny.
Why don't we get back to the
All right,
Muffin
fine,
Madness?
fine.
Great
I've taken us way
idea.
off course. I'm
We
sorry.
have.
Muffin Madness.
So I had this bottle of leftover codeine, and occasionally would take it at parties or stuff like that. And then this one weekend, I had this incredibly stupid idea.
I love
that,
it already.
That I was going to take codeine at work. I don't know why I thought this was gonna be fun. So I brought these pills with me to.
Sure.
I'm trying to figure out now if like there's I could get like in legal trouble for telling this
I think you're
story.
fine. Was it like last week?
No.
You're good.
This is like 1992.
You're good.
Okay. So
I'm a lawyer, Patty. I can tell you. You're fine.
I'm
Keep
not going
going.
on the record with any of this.
actually, you know what? I think I kind of remember maybe one of the reasons why one of the reasons why I decided to do this was because the person who used to run the brunch service,
Yeah.
June,
Mm-hmm.
she had left and this other dude had taken over. And he was this, religious born again Christian. And the people who worked at Muffin Madness were all bohemian weirdos. I mean,
Yeah.
it was either
Right.
like the bohemian kids from Cornell, where I went, or it was the townies, who were also really bohemian.
Yeah.
And so this like born again Christian guy comes in. He's like middle-aged dude, comes in, takes over, and and everyone is like, what the hell? Like, we're working for this guy now?
Yeah.
He was just super square, and I remember
He ruined the vibe.
he
He didn't
totally
do like morning prayer or anything.
no,
did
no,
he?
no, no,
Okay, good,
no.
good.
But he ruined the vibe, and
Yeah.
all the cool people who worked there started leaving.
Mm.
Like they either quit or they got fired, and the other cook and I were like one of the few original staff who was left, and I think that was part of why I was like, oh, I want to take codeine today, because it had stopped being as fun as it used to be, And I
Take
thought, well, maybe
codeine
this
today.
will make it better.
Gotta try something. This place
Uh-huh.
is such a
Let me
drag.
let me take a major depressant and see if that. See
I
if that
told you
makes
it
me.
was stupid.
That's why we're talking about it.
So I told the other cook, I'll just call her Sarah. So
Okay.
I told the other cook, Sarah, that I was going to do this, and she's like, cool. So I bring the pills in, and I was like waiting for the right moment to take them. And I don't know what that would be, but
You'll know when you know it.
At a
Maybe-
time when you won't drop them in the pancake batter.
well, it's funny you say that, because I
Fuck yeah.
I brought the pills in, and I was waiting for the right moment to take them, and I had the pill like on a plate,
Oh no.
right? And I
Patty.
was like, this was my plate, like I was going to eat off this plate.
Right.
Patty.
But I came so close to accidentally putting
Holy.
a customer's order on this plate and sending the plate out with a fucking codeine pill on it.
Holy
and
shit.
You hadn't even taken the codeine yet.
No.
This presages much fun to occur in the future.
My
Yeah.
goodness.
So thank God that didn't happen. It would make a great story for this podcast, but no, that did not happen.
Good,
So
good.
luckily, Sarah was like, "Oh, Patty, that's your plate. That's the plate with the pill on it." I was like,
That's
"Oh,
that's
shit.
your codeine plate.
It's my
Put on
codeine
the
plate."
Codeine plate.
So your co-cook knew of your intent to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm telling you, they were cool. Everybody there was cool except for his boss. There's so many stories from Muffin Madness that I want to tell you.
Incredible. Okay.
Can
We're
I
here.
just take a little detour right now?
Please do. Yeah. Hit it.
So there was this one waiter who worked there. He was one of the townies, and I gotta think of a name for him. What's a good name?
Sarah?
We've already used Sarah.
Fred.
Fred. Okay, Fred. Whatever. He's
Fred.
not a Fred, but so this guy, this waiter, Fred, was super cute. In a kind of a bohemian way,
Uh-huh.
I remember he had like shoulder length hair,
Okay.
and it was just not your conventionally attractive guy, but I found him cute.
Should we call him Sebastian instead? He sounds like a Sebastian.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
that's better.
Yeah.
Rock on.
So Sebastian and I, I thought we were having like kind of a flirtation.
Okay.
It seemed to me like maybe there was a little chemistry or something.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one time where Sebastian was in the kitchen waiting for us to give him the food to bring out. And we were just like chit-chatting. And I just remember like getting so overwhelmed with my attraction towards this guy that, he's just talking about some random thing. And then I just went, Sebastian, I want you.
Holy wow.
Amazing.
Freaking lucky Sebastian.
And we were not alone. We were not alone. Like Sarah was there, the other cook, she was there.
Sure, yeah.
Wow.
But I was just so overcome with this passion.
That is amazing. I just have to ask, Kat, has anyone ever said to you, Kat, I want you? Like in mixed company. Like,
Hold on, let me think.
okay.
John, that's never happened to me.
No, and you're in good company because it's never happened to me either.
But nothing happened. He
What?
He was not interested.
Sebastian. What is his? Well,
Sebastian, what?
Something's wrong with this guy.
Yeah. No.
Get out of here, Sebastian. We should have kept it Fred. He's a Fred.
Yeah.
He is a Fred. He's not. Yeah, he doesn't deserve Sebastian. He's a monosyllabic dude.
Yeah.
So that was one of the many funny things that happened in the kitchen. There was also like we would Sarah and I would listen to the radio while we were cooking, and there was the college radio station, not Cornell's, but Ithaca College had a radio station that was really, really good. Their communications department was excellent, and so they had this great radio station, and on Sundays they would do Breakfast with the Beatles.
Nice.
And I'm a huge Beatles fan, so we would tune in every Sunday when we were cooking, and then they had you could call in and request songs. So
Nice.
so Sarah and I started calling in to ask for stuff, and I'd go, hey, can you play and he would the DJ would play sort of all of the expected Beatles song, all the big hits, all the
Sure.
all the things that all the Beatles songs that people generally love.
Not the
So-
deep cuts.
Exactly. So Sarah and I, when we called, we would ask for sort of the unusual things
Like,
because
you know my name, look up the number.
exactly. Or like one time I asked for "I'm the Greatest," which is do you know that one?
I've heard it. Yeah. I don't know that I could sing it, but I've heard it.
Yeah, it's Ringo Starr sings it.
Okay.
But it's very funny. And so we would ask for like sort of the more obscure things, and we'd ask for solo Beatles stuff a lot, like Instant Karma, or we would ask for like a lot of Paul McCartney solo stuff.
Okay.
And Good Night Tonight, like that's like one of those songs that I secretly love. I don't even know how secret it is. I love
not secret
I love
anymore.
that song. I love that song.
You're telling it to literally tens of people right now, Patty.
I'm admitting it to the world. I'm coming out of the closet as a fan of Good Night Tonight.
Good for you.
It's like, Paul McCartney doing disco is essentially what it is. And
Fantastic.
I love it. It's so good.
He did a bunch of stuff. That old joke of, is it true Paul McCartney was in a band before Wings? Like, I forget who the comedian was who told that joke, but it's but what's funny is nobody knows what Wings is other than
No.
those of us who
People
lived
know.
through it. Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
But yes, he was very prolific.
Yes.
So anyway, we would call in week after week with requests like this. And there was one time that, we called in, and at this point the DJ like knew us already, and I was like,
Oh,
hey,
God, here we go.
I was like, hey, it's Patty and Sarah from Muffin Madness, and he goes, are you going to request another cheesy Wings song?
Oh, look out.
And I'm like, yes, indeed I am. Please play Good Night Tonight, and then like he would have to do it,
Right.
But so yeah, we had so much fun back there until the square guy came in.
Got it.
And then it was like I knew that there was only so long I could keep working there. And maybe that was why I felt so free to take codeine that day.
Got it.
But yeah, so I guess I decided like once the big rush was over that it was okay to take it.
Sure.
So I took it and then spent like the rest of the shift in the bathroom puking.
Oh, no.
Either puking or lying on the floor in a fetal position.
Oh, lying on the floor. Wait, now this is the employees only bathroom, I'm hoping.
Oh no.
Oh,
No.
boy.
There was only one bathroom in the entire place, and it was like, one toilet, kind of one stall kind of thing. And so
Oh, my gosh.
on top of being, in this disgusting little bathroom, I had
On the
people
floor.
on the floor. People were constantly banging on the door,
Oh, no.
hello, excuse me, and I'm like, just a minute.
Oh, no.
There's nothing worse than that. I mean, I hate public restrooms where there's only one toilet.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Not great. It's not
Because I do not like feeling like I'm holding people up, or like that somebody's waiting for me. Like
You're a person who's concerned with the welfare of your fellow people, right?
I would say that it's more that like the pressure
Right.
is it makes me pee shy or poo shy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like I cannot go if I know that there's somebody on the other side of the door waiting.
Interesting.
So it actually makes you make them wait longer.
Well,
what you're saying.
I'll just hold it in. I'll just like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'll just give up.
Oh,
Fair.
So all these people are banging on the door. Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm like, oh, sorry. And yeah, I must have been in there for at least half an hour.
Oh, boy.
It was a long time. And bless Sarah for covering for me, because she had to take care of all the orders while I was incapacitated.
Wow.
Oh,
she
So-
didn't indulge as well. She didn't have a
no.
Thank goodness,
coating
no.
plate. Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's only one bathroom, Cat.
Oh, Muffin Madness.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I think I quit soon after that.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do when they bring in a narc?
exactly.
Manager?
What's the next one?
Well,
I think we're looking at ODing on pot
Oh,
at
okay.
Loteria. Yeah.
Okay.
bringing us home here.
Yep.
So this was I don't know if you know this about me, but there was a period of time. There was about a 3-year period of time when I did not indulge in any cannabis related materials.
Okay.
3 years. The story I'm about to tell you is how that came to be.
Okay.
Okay.
This was the last straw that sent me into sobriety.
This is
Gotcha.
cannabis rock bottom.
It is cannabis
yeah.
rock bottom. So I'll just preface this by saying that several times before this Lotteria incident, I had indulged in weed and gotten a little too high, and just ended up feeling kind of sick.
Sure.
And so this was like a pattern that kept happening. And it usually
Right.
would happen after the second hit. It was like the first hit is, I'm good.
Okay.
Then the judgment gets clouded and you start being a greedy junkie bastard, and you're like, oh, I think I need another hit. That would make it even better. And
To
then,
be fair, second hits have been some of the worst decisions
oh
I've made in
yeah,
my life.
yeah. And that is why my Burning Man name is One Hit Wanda.
I love it.
Because
Pretty
it is my reminder to not go for that second hit.
There
Take
you go.
it easy.
Back off.
Take it easy. So this particular night was I believe it was the 30th anniversary of the Return of the Jedi.
Oh shit.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
it's a big
Yeah.
day.
Okay.
It was a big day, and they were doing a screening of the movie over at the Egyptian.
Okay. Another
For-
Hollywood Boulevard.
For your listeners who don't know LA, the Egyptian Theater is a historic theater on Hollywood Boulevard that it's just pretty cool. It's not like Grauman's Chinese theater. It's not that grand, but it's kind of the same idea. You know, you've got like this, it's very, there's like this kind of theme to it. In this case, the theme is like Egyptian. So you've been there, right? Like the architecture is very cool.
It's very cool. It's great. You walk in and it's like very like there's cool sculptures.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
And they have great screenings there. And sometimes they do Q&As and stuff. But that night, because it was the anniversary, they were going to show Return of the Jedi, and I think maybe they had a special guest or something.
Cool.
I don't remember who, but a couple of my friends were in town visiting, and they were into Star Wars too. So we decided we were going to go to this screening, and we got the tickets. And before the movie, we went to La Torrilla to have dinner.
Great.
Which is a Mexican restaurant that used to be on Hollywood Boulevard.
Okay.
Right.
A great night. It's gonna be a great night.
Exactly. So we go to the restaurant, and I believe I took a hit in the car before going in.
Okay.
And I was feeling great. But then that, stupidity kicks in where I was like, I could probably use a little refresher right now.
Yeah.
So about an hour into the meal, actually, no, we were done with the meal. We were having our coffee. We were just about to have our coffee and dessert. And I decided to do a little refresher in the bathroom because after dinner, we were going to go to the movie theater, and I wanted to be good and baked for that,
Of course.
So because that's the only way to deal with Return of the Jedi.
The Ewoks.
With the Ewoks.
I freaking love Ewoks. I will fight for that.
John stands the Ewoks.
I do.
Anyway, so I go to the bathroom and in La Torrilla, and I take another hit in there.
Sure, yeah.
Come back out, go to the table, and we're just sitting there having our coffee, talking, and then suddenly I start to feel really bad.
Oh no.
And started to get super paranoid.
Oh fuck.
Super anxious. The first thought is always, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital.
Oh my God.
That's always where my mind goes. It's like I'm gonna have to go to the hospital. And so I started worrying about this, and they're all having this like nice conversation, and I'm like, should I say anything? You're
in your own personal hell.
Exactly.
And they have no idea.
Exactly.
That's the worst feeling.
And there's that feeling of like, well, if I say it, that makes it more real.
Yeah.
If I don't say it, then maybe this will just pass and it's not a big deal,
Yeah.
Thankfully, these were friends who would totally understand, and they wouldn't be, it's not like I had to hide it from them.
Right.
So at some point I was like, I'm going to have to say something because I just feel so awful right now. So I said, you guys, I'm just not feeling so good right now. Shouldn't have taken that second hit, and one of my friends was like, yeah, the minute you say something about how bad you're feeling, I know that it's bad.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, I don't know what to, and they're all trying to like take care of me. They, trying to like, and one of my friends gives me a Xanax, right?
Oh no.
Yeah, no.
Hey.
That was sort of like her go-to was like for any sort of freak out or whatever, like take a Xanax. But you don't take a Xanax when you're already on a depressant. It's not good.
Did you take it?
Yes, because I was freaking out. So I took it, and then a couple minutes later, I started to pass out at the table.
Sure, yeah. That's probably exactly what I would have thought, because that's not a good combo.
Exactly. So I'm like passing out at the table, like they could see me falling over, and then my friend, the one who gave me the Xanax,
oh fuck,
she always carries charcoal pills too, just in case.
Okay, can we get her on this podcast? She's got some stories.
So she gave me a charcoal pill to soak up the Xanax,
Does she also have an adrenaline shot in her purse?
And some Narcan. Like,
who is this purse?
So yeah, I took that, and then I'm like, I got to get out of here. So at this point, like we pretty much figure that we're not gonna make it to this movie.
Oh no!
So we leave the restaurant, and Mike has to like essentially prop me up, as we're walking because I can barely walk, and
because you're heavily drugged.
yeah. So I'm stumbling along on the sidewalk on Hollywood Boulevard, hanging onto Mike's shoulder, and there's all of these like unhoused folks, just sort of
Sure.
and like people who look like they are in much worse shape than I am, drug wise, just sort of like sprawling out on the sidewalk, and I'm like, this is one of my lowest moments right now.
They're like, wow, lady, get your shit together.
Yeah, exactly. So we get
You
back
need
to
some money.
So we get back to the car because we're like parked in a parking lot, like behind a building over there. And so we get back to the car and and we have a little discussion about like what do we do now? And
You smoke some more pot.
no. And they were like, well,
Who's going to go to the movie and who's going to
Yes.
babysit you?
right.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
what
was
I'm
like,
getting.
I was like, you guys, I want you to, I don't want to ruin this for you. I want you to go see the movie. And they're like, no, really. We were only going because you wanted to go. I mean, they were being so nice about it. Like they were like, yeah, we wanted to go, but we don't feel like we're missing out if we don't go. So
We've already seen it. We know how it ends.
exactly. So they were like, yeah, whatever you need. Like if you want to go home and relax, we can do that. And I was like, but I feel like I ruined the night for everybody. And, I was so psyched for, to celebrate Star Wars and everything. And they're like, well, and my friend goes, well, have you ever seen this video on YouTube that is like it's like a Mentos commercial with Han Solo in it? And I was like, no. She goes, let's go back to your place and we'll put it on. We'll find this video on YouTube and we'll watch that.
Cute.
And I was like, that sounds fantastic.
Aww.
So we went back to the house. We found this. It's really funny if anybody is into Star Wars, any of your listeners are into Star Wars, look up Han Solo Mentos commercial. It's hysterical. It's like basically
Required
somebody who edited scenes from Return of the Jedi with the Mentos music. And turned it into like one of the little anecdotes that they like little stories that they tell in those commercials.
Sure, yeah.
Somehow they succeed against all odds.
Yeah. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. So we watched that and then of course went down this rabbit hole of like other, fun Star Wars videos and stupid crap on YouTube and ended up having a fine night. But I have to tell you, like I didn't feel okay again for a good couple of hours. Like it took a while before I felt okay again. And that was it for me. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
So I stopped smoking for like 3 years.
Wow.
I get it.
And then I started getting back into it. And when I started getting back into it, I realized how much I missed it. I had missed it. And there was one time I said to Mike, be honest with me. When I was not smoking pot, was I less fun? And he goes, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I love how honest your husband is.
That is both awesome and rough to hear, I
hilarious.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a drag.
He didn't mean it like, oh, you were a drag when you weren't
No.
high.
Of course.
You're just more carefree, maybe.
I think what he meant was that you seemed like you were having more fun when you smoked pot, and it's you didn't seem like you were having as much fun. I think that's how he meant it.
That's nice.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Cool. Well,
Looking back on it, Patty, how much of how horrible you felt do you think you can pin on the Xanax that you took? Because I'm thinking it's a lot of it. I think that was probably why you didn't feel good for several hours.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but
that would
before
contribute.
I took it, I did feel pretty awful.
Sure.
But yeah, I think that the addition of the Xanax was just compounding the problem.
Sure.
seems like it. Seems like it. So, I'd like. This is kind of crazy because I have a story about Loteria and I also have a story about the Egyptian. So I'm going to try to
funny.
pack these in pretty tight. They did not happen at the same time, and I'm going to do them in reverse chronological order.
Great.
Because Loteria was basically my lovely wife, Michelle. I think, I don't even know that we were married yet at this point. We might not have been. We went to Loteria for dinner, and we loved that place. We actually had them cater Michelle's birthday party one year. Like they had really great food.
Yep.
But we're there one night, and so we know this place. We like this place. It's great. And we're enjoying our dinner and having conversation. And all of a sudden, very close behind me at very, very many decibels, someone screams, Rosenberg! Rosenberg! How the fuck are you? And it's like, I mean, it's probably louder than I could get across here. And it was like right in my ear.
Oh, boy.
And this person was very clearly drunk.
Uh-huh.
And
Got it.
and I instantly went into fight or flight, and I was like I stood up and turned around, and the thing that's messed up is I knew this guy, like I had seen him in one of the like a seminal movie. I always forget the name of it. It was him and Laura Linney. Like I Will Be There for You, or I'm like
yeah.
something like that.
I think it's called I'll Be There for You.
I'll Be There.
Something like that.
I just that sound reminds me of the Friends soundtrack. So I'm just like, wait a minute, no. But right, but
Can't afford it.
So I knew him, and like it took me back for just a long enough second before I was ready to go. Listen, buddy, shut the hell up. And Michelle grabbed my arm and pulled me down, and she's like, "That's Mark Ruffalo," and I'm like, okay. He's still screaming in my ear.
Why was he screaming? What, was he drunk?
He had clearly had some alcohol.
Okay. All right.
Been overserved,
but,
perhaps.
Perhaps. And he may have been served before he got to Loteria and they didn't know or whatever. But the upshot is someone named Rosenberg, with whom he had worked on a movie, this woman, he was shouting across the restaurant to her because he was excited to see her. And she was both like happy that he recognized her, but also you could see she was a little bit mortified that he's screaming across a restaurant, like, But yeah, so nothing really came of that except that there was that moment where I was ready to throw hands with Mark Ruffalo, and he I gotta say he's in better shape now than he was then. I think he was kind of skinny like I was at that point. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, he's got that Marvel body now. So.
He does. He's the Hulk, man. You know?
I had such a thing for him. This is way before he did the Hulk. Back when he was just doing indie movies.
Yeah.
Right.
I really had a thing for him, and he would shop at the Mayfair Market where I would go shopping because I used to live on Beechwood, and so I would go shopping there all the time, and I'd see him there, and he drove the same car as me. Like I had a black Prius at the time.
Love it.
And he also had a black Prius. And I thought that meant that we were meant to be together.
I mean, I agree. That tracks.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. So we're coming up against time, so I'm going to do this one pretty quick. But I believe this was 2001, and it was New Year's Day 2001.
Okay.
And my buddy had made plans and bought tickets to go to the Egyptian and see the 35 millimeter actual film cut of 2001: A Space Odyssey
Nice.
On New Year's Day 2001.
Great.
And so he's like, hey, this is going to be great, but my buddy canceled. Would you like to come with me? And I'm like, I would love that because I'm an Arthur C. Clarke fan. I like 2001 a lot. And so I'm like, yeah, let's go. He goes, all right, but we're going to get totally baked before we go. Now, here's the thing you need to know about me. I've never been the kind of person who likes to smoke weed and then go out in public. I'm more of a in the couch kind of guy, right?
Sure.
So, but I'm like, all right, well, this is a great ticket. It's New Year's Day. I'm going to hang out with my buddy. We're going to watch this movie. It's a great movie. So he gets me like way too high. And we go to, it's walking distance from our place, which is, that part's nice. But we walk to the Egyptian and we go in, and Now, here's the thing. You've been to the Egyptian for other shows, Patty, right?
Yep.
The chairs, the seats in the Egyptian, they're like authentic from the time when the Egyptian was first built.
Yeah.
When people were much skinnier and smaller.
Yes.
Than they are now.
They are not comfortable. They're not comfortable chairs.
No. And I mean, I was a significantly smaller mammal at that time, but I was still a tall person, and yeah. But I proceeded to not be able to enjoy the movie for the and by the way, 2001, very long movie.
It
Very
is.
long.
And also, nobody says shit for the first like half hour. It's
Right.
just music and silence and monkeys hitting each
Right.
other with
It's brilliant.
bones, right? So,
Monkeys.
well, they're apes, whatever. They're pre-humans, proto-humans. So, I really and the people sitting next to me on the other side, their leg kept touching my leg, and I was like, "Oh God, this is weird. I don't know what's going on." So I sat there for like 3 hours and did not enjoy a moment
Oh
of it.
no, that sounds
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
That's a long time to be uncomfortable.
And the movie is like the whole like the pauses and all the weird stuff that why am I not remembering his name now?
Kubrick.
Kubrick, thank you.
It's
That,
a long 3 hours.
Yeah. And he does a little bit of like that A effect where he's like gonna mess with your head for some of it. And when my head was already messed, it was a bad time. But yeah, that's the time on New Year's Day I went to see 2001 at the Egyptian.
Well, I
Very
mean,
high.
can I tell you about another 2001 screening?
Please.
I
So-
think so.
We went to see 2001 at the Cinerama Dome.
Oh, hey, another great
Ooh.
Hollywood
Okay?
venue.
Now, if you want to see that movie, you should see it there. It's amazing because it's 70 millimeter.
Nice.
Wow.
Huge. It's huge, and it's just so immersive. So we went. This is a big deal. We were super excited. So Mike and I go to the theater, and we had both ingested substances, and
Apparently, it's a thing with 2001.
I think I just had pot, but like I believe it might have been acid,
Whoa.
or
Well, all right.
it was either acid or it was mushrooms, or it was like cough syrup.
Okay.
I think it might have been cough syrup. So
I love that it's one of these three things. And cough syrup is one of those.
Robopopin, we used to call that.
Amazing. I love you guys so much. Patty and Mike know how to party.
Badly.
So, so we go to the movie, and he, as often happened with cough syrup,
my
he
God.
started to not feel so well. And
Why did he take it then?
I think it was like, I think because like the first time he tried it, it was like this really great experience, and then after that he was like always chasing the dragon, but like he was
Yeah.
never able to sort of get that first high again.
Yeah. The syrupy dragon. Got it.
Exactly. And so like every time he would take it, he would just like get sick,
Got it.
But
Okay.
so we're sitting in the movie, and it's just about to start, and he's like, I got it in the bathroom. So he heads out, and he's like gone for like a good 10 minutes or something.
Okay.
Right? Like, so the whole beginning of the movie is the apes, right?
Yeah, the monkeys, yeah.
and thus spake Zarathustra.
Yeah.
Which is the tune. Yeah.
And it's called it's called The Dawn of Man. There's like a
Right.
title card that says The Dawn of Man, and you see the apes, and you see how the apes how they invent tools, which is
because of the influence of the monolith, right?
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And that's what propels them into sort of evolving into humans, Homo sapiens. So that's the dawn of man. Very important sequence, and Mike missed the entire thing. Obviously, he'd seen it before, but
Right.
he was
Like,
gone.
well, how did we get into space? What's the how?
That's the
How
bone
do
that
we-
they throw in the air that becomes the spaceship.
But how did humans figure out how to do that, though?
Because monolith.
Oh,
So,
my God.
so he comes back into the theater right as, the bone is like flying up in the air and coming down, right? The end of the whole Dawn of Man. And he comes back and I'm like, sweetie, you missed the entire Dawn of Man. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I puked in the garbage can out there. He was like on his way to the bathroom and he couldn't make it. And he ended up puking. He ended up puking in the garbage can right outside the theater.
Can I just say I love how many shared human experiences have occurred on this podcast episode tonight? It really is a small world, and we really are all just one. One person puking in a garbage can on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yep. Except this was on Sunset.
Oh, it would be on Sunset
fuck,
if it's
John,
Cinerama
it's
Dome.
ruined.
I fucked it up.
Forget it.
Fine. There are stars on Sunset too.
I'm going to cut that whole thing out.
Yeah. No.
That is amazing. Oh, honey, you missed the Dawn of Man.
The entire Dawn of Man.
That's how long you were gone.
I would have loved it if he'd been tripping so hard that he's like, really?
Like, oh, God.
What era are we in now?
I mean,
gone?
the funniest part is that now we always refer to it as, oh, you mean the time that you missed the Dawn of Man because you were puking in the garbage can outside the theater?
Yep. That's that time.
Yep, that was the
I
time.
love it.
That's
I love it
amazing.
so much.
I mean, technically, that was Mike's mistake. So you've broken our cardinal rule. You must pay a fine.
I'm sorry, but
It's
when
$100.
I heard about the bad trip during 2001, I couldn't resist
course.
telling that
Yeah.
story.
No, and of course, I'm sure Mike will be delighted to know that you told that story. Do you think Mike would ever come on with us? Would he tell some of his own stories?
Maybe.
Okay.
I love it. I
Float
love
that
it.
to him. See what he
Cats-
thinks about that.
Cat's always thinking about future bookings. I
Always.
love
We
that.
might
Always
need
selling,
we might need to
always be
put one of
selling.
those voice changers on
Oh, that's
him.
right. Because of his job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. In a couple of months, this random guy named Mark is going to show up on the podcast. No one's who's this guy? I don't know. Brand new guy. Never heard of him.
Oh, man.
I love Mark.
Yeah, Mark's the best.
Mark is the best. Mark knows how to party.
Mark is nothing like Mike, by the way.
No, completely.
No.
different.
Totally.
Mike is so
No.
responsible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very.
Well, Patty, thank you so much.
This was
Thank
so
you for
fun.
coming on.
Thank you for taking us on a tapas tour.
You saved me from some very boring yoga. So
Was
thank
it
you.
regenerative or restorative?
It's restorative.
All right, fine.
Regenerative is
Well,
something completely different.
I mean, okay, fair.
You're welcome. And can you please plug your book again? We're gonna every time you come on from basically forever now, we're gonna ask you to plug your book. Can you please plug your book?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I should tell the listeners that if they read my book, it's not all stories about puking and drugs.
Are there
now
any
they're
in
not
there?
going to buy it.
Are there some in there?
There's some drug use in it, but like that's not like the point of the book.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's not like the point of the
no.
book.
I mean, it's a memoir about my career as a television writer, how I got into it, why I left. It's a part sort of showbiz memoir and part personal growth journey. But yes, it's coming out on September 5th. But it is available for pre-order now. I mean, you won't get the book until it's printed.
September 5th. Yeah.
Right.
You might get it a little earlier than that if you
nice.
if you pre-order. But if you get it now, you don't have to think about it later. You know it's coming. And I hope everybody reads it and enjoys it.
I'm
I
gonna
think
brag.
people will.
I'm gonna brag about my friend Patty. And I'm going to tell you this, Patty. Patty, you wrote in some of the biggest rooms in town. You wrote for Friends. You wrote for Breaking Bad, Freaks and Geeks. That is that's incredible. It's quite an accomplishment, and so that should tell our listeners that you are an incredible writer. So this book is so good. I've saw a very early draft of it. it's so enjoyable, and you are such a good storyteller, as we know, because you tell some great stories here. So I really think people are going to love this book so much. So I can't wait for people to get their hands on it.
Thank you so much, Kat. I really appreciate that. And the version you read was a very early draft, so it's even better now.
I have no doubt.
I'm just
better,
sitting here
it's
green
tighter.
with envy at this point.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait to see what it turned into. And listen, are there any monkeys in it, though? Because I love monkeys.
You know, offhand, I can't remember any monkeys, but I'll go. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go open up the Word doc and I'm going to type.
Too late?
I'm going to type in monkeys in the search bar and see what comes up.
Is it too late to add some monkeys in there? I think people like monkeys. So.
I mean, Friends was really popular. There was a monkey on
That's
Friends.
true,
I'm just
That's
saying.
true.
Were you there during the Marcel
I was
days?
gonna call him Maurice, but yeah, you're right. It's Marcel.
You're
Marcel.
changing his name to
I knew it was
him.
some sort of like French name.
It was Sarah the monkey. Was what it was.
No, the season I was there was 7, so I
okay.
believe the monkey was not around at that point.
Monkey was like
Yeah.
2 or 3. It was
Yeah.
it was earlier on, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, yes, I have now I pre-ordered my copy. I'm very
Yay.
excited.
Thank
to
you,
see it.
John.
Yeah, of course. No, thank you for telling me about the 25% off deal that our listeners can't get because you're
sorry.
too late.
It's too late.
Sorry.
But yeah, I'll sign that book for you at some point.
Yay!
I will definitely be asking for that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Amazing.
Awesome. Well, this is the time, I guess, when we do what we do at the end of every show. Mm-hmm. Do you want to?
Oh,
lead us?
you mean we fornicate with a certain vice president?
Former vice president? Yeah. Because I
Maybe
wouldn't want
future,
anybody to
maybe,
think that.
maybe future
maybe-
president. We don't know.
Oh,
No,
don't say
nope.
that.
We'll
Hush
see.
your mouth.
I'm
Do
just saying.
not say
Catherine
that.
Crimmins.
I don't know.
You know
No.
what? He has a snowball's chance in hell. There's no way.
I remember people saying that about a certain president when
In
he first announced his
2016,
vote.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just.
That's true.
Yep.
You never know.
Yep. Well, fuck him anyway.
Fuck that guy.
FMP.
Fuck Mike Pence.
Fuck
Yep.
Mike Pence. Yeah. Fuck him. And monkeys too. I hate monkeys actually. I fucking hate monkeys. I do not trust a monkey.
Why are you so anti-monkey?
Because they want to tear your eyes out.
Oh.
They are horrible creatures. They are the devil incarnate on earth. Do not trust monkeys.
I'm pretty sure I told a monkey story on here before. When I was a kid, the monkey that climbed up my back. I was up the tree.
Oh,
and the
probably,
monkey
yeah.
Climbed up the tree and then climbed up my back and pulled my hair.
See?
Oh, this isn't even the whole list.
No, this is just the top.
Yeah.
Just the tip.
There's more. There's more.
Kat,
to this.
don't you shake your sanctimonious head at me. That was a funny ass joke.